Someday, everyone. What's going on, Wayne? I'm trying to get my mouse to work. It's not cooperating. There we go. There's the link, Wayne. Oh. Hey, cool gamer, how you doing?
Here we are, here.
Well, good. I was about ready to cry, Wayne.
Oh, I have to get this echo out of here. Hold on. I got all the echo out. I guess the weather settled down now. I guess. Hey, Shaggy girl.
Hey, Shaggy girl. Hey, Steve. How you doing?
This whole day was lousy.
Yeah, we haven't. We're supposed to get like a bunch of storms and stuff today, but we didn't.
I did though. We did. Probably went on TV on the YouTube all morning. Hey, Steven. Pleasure, Angle. How you doing?
That's good, Steve. I'm glad.
How's the naughty boy doing tonight? The dog.
Being, you know. Like my phone, nuts.
Yeah, that's what goes along with the day, I guess.
I don't know. I swear I get more nuts by the second that goes by.
Yeah, I know. Ugh.
And then I've been getting like notifications all day on YouTube for like all different kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But half the stuff was like from 5 hours ago.
Oh, really? Sure.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well, what good does that do me that, you know, so and so was live 5 hours ago?
I know. Huh.
And the phone charger.
I got a lot of notifications, but I couldn't go on with bad weather, so I said I can't do nothing about that. I'm not going on. I'm not using my phone, so I'm just gonna not go on at all. So I was relaxing all morning this morning. I'm not getting into that weather problem by damaging any of my computers or anything. So I just stayed off. And it all calmed down. I think it's stopping now, so it'll be all over with now pretty soon.
Yeah, it's pretty much all past you now.
Rain stopping, and we had a lot of rain tonight. Everything, so.
Yeah, I gotta go to my ENT tomorrow. I have to be there at 7:30.
Oh, really? Huh?
Culture on my sinuses again.
Oh, okay.
The bacteria's gone, or if it's still in there.
I hope it's gone. Hope it's
Mom
gone.
too is flushing my sinuses.
Yeah. I'll be
Well,
already.
you flush them and you blow your nose and stuff.
Yeah.
Like bend over to put your shoe on, then it like all starts running out again.
Jeez.
Like blowing, like your nose does not get all the medicine out of there.
Huh.
So then when I like bend over and I gotta grab, paper towel or tissue quick because it's like a stream.
Wow. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's just because when you flush it, it goes in, comes out the other side, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And you're standing up, so some of the medicine sits in there.
Mm.
But then, like last night, I had just because I got the new CPAP mask that covers my nose and my mouth.
Oh yeah.
Sooner I laid down, I had to have Jamie get me a paper towel.
Oh. I had to get this off the shelf because it was hanging off. I wanted to pop me off. That would be awful. So I put it down here, so I ain't taking that chance. Being knocked off the head with that thing. If I break.
Yeah, I probably hurt a little bit.
Well, of course it would. But they ain't gonna do it though, I took it down.
Hey, Brenda, what you having good for supper?
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Bernie.
Hey, Brenda, how you doing?
Tomorrow I'm making pot roast.
Mm.
Gonna let it cook all day in the crock pot. Oh, that sounds delicious.
I'll be doing his hoodies on, ordering them on Wednesday and getting them done after that. 4 of them.
And then you'll be done.
With his, yeah. Send them out. I'll send them out by the post office.
Yeah.
Depends how heavy if they're heavy, then I'll use UPS and it'll be cheaper for him to use UPS. So if they're not gonna strike, I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know. I didn't hear any more about it, but they're trying to settle it, I guess.
Our whole yard, we took the boys out to run around.
Mm.
Bear was like solid mud.
Mm.
He dried off eventually.
Mm.
And then, of course, Remy, every time he goes out and runs around or gets overheated, whose bed do you think he wants in with his muddy, wet self? Mine.
Gee.
That's where he is right now, under my blankets.
Use my lamp over my monitor. I made a lamp out of that. Yeah, it used to be a cell phone lamp. It drove me nuts. So I made it out of a lamp over the monitor. Plugged it in USB, and you don't have to run that light up above my head.
Yeah, take some of the glare off.
Yep.
No, we really didn't do anything today. I had to look to see what time Tractor Supply opens.
Mhm.
Because I was going to go today. And I don't want to waste the gas.
Mm.
Okay. They open at 8. my daughter is getting so anxious to find out the sex of the baby.
Mm.
I'm like, we all are. I wanted to know from the moment you found out you were pregnant. Now she knows she'll find out, I think, the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all dying of anticipation or suspense or whatever you want to say. I think she's having a girl. Jamie thinks it's a boy. My mom thinks it's a girl. But it's weird because with her brother, I had morning sickness the first 4 months of my pregnancy with him. Just lived on saltine crackers.
Yeah.
But then I didn't really have it with her. I just had complications when I was pregnant with her.
Oh, okay.
So I told her, you'll be happy no matter what you're having. Send me pictures of her belly every day. Seems like it's like big, like bigger, like noticeable every day when she sends me pictures.
Hmm.
And mom's back down to grams.
Really?
Yep. Oh wow, Brenda, that's awesome. Does she know what she's having? Well, I'll be praying for her to have both girls. Yeah, my daughter had the blood test done last week. I think. Cause now they just I can check it with your blood. I just told her don't ever let them do an amniocentesis because that puts the baby at risk. And a couple of her friends that have kids and have daughters, they looked at her ultrasound picture and said it's a girl, but we'll see. 50-50 chance, right?
Yep.
I told her she's gonna have a girl and she's gonna be 10 times worse than she is.
What she said about that one?
She laughed. I said, you won't be laughing because it'll be true. Just like you were way worse than I was.
Huh.
Oh, wow, Brenda. This will be my first. I only have 2 kids, and one has no interest in anything, so my son. So for me to have that many grandkids, my daughter'd have to pop that many kids. Because my son don't want any. Now twins run in her dad's side of the family. Because her dad's mom had 3 sets of twins. What's up, Mother?
Hey, mother hen.
Are you awake now? So I was this one. Jamie was playing with him with his little lamb, throwing it back and forth.
Mm.
Because he just would not sit still, so I'm like, get down. You're starting to be like George, Mother.
Huh.
Sit down for 2 minutes with your phone like that, and you're. George does it all the time when he comes over to the house.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah, he'll be watching a video on Facebook or YouTube about something, and he sits there on the couch with his phone like this. Next thing you know, he's like this.
Huh.
So I'll give him a tap and be like, you can't watch that with your eyes closed. Oh, okay, Brenda. I don't have any stepkids. I mean, I love babies. So I mean, I don't care if she wants to have 18 babies. She can have 18 babies, but I don't think she could handle more than a couple, to be honest. Because she has less patience than me when it comes to certain stuff. Now, Jamie just showed me a picture of South Africa and there's snow
Really?
6 days ago.
Huh.
I didn't think Africa got snow.
Hmm.
But now he's all sprawled out over here on my lap.
Really?
So yeah, my doctor called that I seen last week. She got to call me another pill.
Hmm.
Well, she's calling me in 2 pills. One I take tomorrow when I get it. and then the other one I take in a week. I told her, I'm like, my last time I seen my my actual primary, she's a PA. I said, I am so tired of taking all this medicine. I mean, you think would losing 65 pounds that some of it would change, like my blood pressure, my cholesterol. I mean, they both run in my side of, well, both sides of my family. It all runs from. Now, I had been on like so many different cholesterol pills, and none of them worked. I tried the cholesterol pill and with the fish oil pill and all this other stuff. And I told the primary, I'm like, you can try. I said, I just won't take this one or this one. I said, because they didn't work. I said it was pointless. So the one she actually put me on actually has my cholesterol where it's supposed to be, but I don't know if my good cholesterol, I have to have her redo my blood work. It's time for her to check my thyroid hormone, because without having a thyroid, you have to have a blood test every 6 months, or at least once a year. Because if the dose is too high or too low, you can have a stroke.
Really?
A friend of mine, back when I was with my the second ex-husband, she had thyroid cancer.
Oh, wow.
Like really bad. She lost like so much weight and everything. Well, for whatever reason, she kept telling me that the thyroid medicine was too expensive. So she ended up having 2 strokes. And she was like in her 30s.
Oh, wow.
All because she wouldn't take the thyroid medicine. I mean, it's not that expensive. I told her, I'm like, you better get yourself some insurance and get to the doctor. Because she always looked so ill. But the only way like she had any color even in her face is if she put makeup on. If she didn't, she was white as the cover on your chair. And a couple of times I knew that she was like gonna like be sick because her skin almost looked like gray. I'm like, you need to take better care of yourself for your son, because back then her son was, I don't know, 6. And oh my gosh, her and her son spent a weekend at our house. And in the spare bedroom, we had a chest freezer. And I mean, that was full of meat. Right? Well, her son was playing around with the button on the freezer and shut it off.
Oh my God.
Hey, CK, how you doing? So John had gone in there was going to give his son something out of there. And we hadn't gone in there, you know? And he opened that freaking freezer, and oh my gosh, it was so gross. We probably, because I bought like, Save-A-Lot would always have like T-bones and, you know, big 4-packs of steaks on sale and stuff. So I would buy like a bunch of those, and every time they had, you know, pork chops or chicken or whatever on sale, I'd buy it and stick it in the freezer. So probably lost, I'd probably say a good $500 worth of meat, if not more.
Somebody shows you pay more attention to the freezer.
Well, I never gave it thought to check the freezer that her son was going to play with the thing, Wayne.
I'm not saying you.
Because we had a little cot bed that he slept on in there, and she slept out on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, with the freezer being shut, you don't smell it. We had to drag that thing outside. Good thing it was on wheels. Because it was bad. Now I always worry about that, like, especially when you lose power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was bad, Brenda. I definitely don't want to have to go through that again. But her and I were, you know, super close for a couple years. Because she was dating a friend of mine that I went to school with. And that's how I met her. And plus, she worked at the salon I went to. But then, you know, the freezer incident, and then stealing, like, stole a bunch of our movies, our DVDs. She was like, I don't know why she didn't make money being a hairstylist, to be honest, because she worked at the salon and would do it on the side, but she didn't have any money to take her son to go do anything for his birthday. But we had gotten 2 gift cards for Christmas, so I gave her the 2 gift cards, which was like $100 between the two. And I said, here, go take them to do something. I said, just pay me back. Well, that was all like in a tight little knit span. So yeah. It's crazy, I haven't even ran into her anyway. I'm pretty sure she was in the service too. I think that's when she found out that she had the thyroid cancer. I'm glad they caught my grams in time. Then mine hadn't turned into cancer when I took mine out. It was fine, but it just depended on them. But yeah, so I had to go to Tractor Supply and get 4 bales of shavings because with all this rain, the little chicken coop yard is so muddy. I'm gonna put a whole bale of shavings down in their yard outside because they're just constantly standing in the mud. Oh my gosh, Brenda. That had to be horrid. So what you been doing with yourself if you ain't been on here, Wayne?
Just relaxing all day. Nothing else to do.
Well, you don't watch much TV, right?
Well, we watched the wrestling today. We until the event went out, they had storms over where they were, and the tape we recorded on DVR on the cable, and the wrestling was knocked out, so we didn't really watch it right that much.
Yeah. Now, when I checked the weather before I messaged you, it was like just east of you, like stretching from Boston down, but it was just east of you, like where the red was.
Hmm.
But now it's supposed to be nice. I think until Thursday now. And then we're supposed to have rain again.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I know, Mom, gotta get you shaved down again already. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely not coming home to that. I remember one time when my kids, I think I had my son, and he was a baby, and we had taken our motorhome down in North Carolina to see his son. And while we were down there, the power had gone out, and we had two water filters to keep the water out of the kerosene to run the furnace. Well, the power had gone out, and it was so cold that it gelled. So the water pipes, we use the connectors where if they freeze, they blow apart, they don't break. So we came home to basically our trailer being flooded. And it was the hot water line that popped off. So thank God, that it didn't catch fire from it constantly, having to keep heating itself up because it's blowing out.
Mhm.
But the whole bathroom carpet all the way into the kitchen, that was soaked, and our bedroom was soaked. I had to go to the grocery store and get a bunch of cardboard boxes and weigh them down on the floor to soak up all the water. And it probably took like a week of, keep changing them out once they soaked up the water. I'm just glad nothing molded, because then you'd have to tear everything out. Carpet, the floor, everything. And then my poor cat, my German Shepherd, we brought him with us. While I was up with our son, feeding him in the middle of the night, and I was sitting on the couch covered up with one of my comforters. And luckily it was there, because when we came home, uh, our cat Boots was all hidden there like a cocoon in that blanket. Hey, Kyle.
Good, Kyle.
It was good here. Yeah, we had to use the one in the bedroom because our carpet was a lot thicker. It was almost kind of like shaggy carpet. And I had to use it under the bathroom sink and, towels and everything. But cardboard soaks water up quick, just like if you put newspapers down. But I did vacuum what I could up. Just couldn't get everywhere.
Shop vac does work good. Mine does that too. But had the water out, that'll take it out.
Yeah, I used it where I could. Just our kitchen carpet was like, super thin.
Oh yeah.
So I just laid the boxes down, and I mean, that part soaked up quick. It was the bedroom that took forever, even with vacuuming it and putting cardboard down where I could.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only bad thing about carpet.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, luckily, we didn't redo the carpets like we were going to, because we were going to put the thick foam under the carpets, because the floors were cold in the wintertime. But we never did it, and I'm glad that we didn't, because that would have been way worse. Especially with putting like a 2-inch the foam roll out foam under the carpet. Yeah.
So where's Baden? I don't see him. Where is he? Sleep?
Yeah, he was over here and he just walked back over there. And then didn't he the mask? Okay. I'm trying to get the mask to sit right, because it kept feeling like it was pinching my nose, right? So I had the machine on, and when I moved the side a little bit, this side was fluttering, and it sounded like it was farting. And he kept coming up and like sniffing the mask, like trying to figure out what the heck the noise was. So I had to shut it back off so I could adjust it. And then I finally got it situated. And then he's still trying to push the mask off my face, because he's so used to doing it with the nose pillows that literally just sit under your nose. So he was trying to do that with the whole. And the one thing I don't like about the face mask one is the nose pillows has like a super flexy little hose that it's connected to.
Mm.
So that the big hose I could like tuck under my pillow a little bit so he could sleep with his head on the pillow. Well, this one, the main firmer hose is what hooks to the front of the mask.
Mm.
What are you doing, little boy? Can you not get comfortable or what?
Mm.
And then sometimes when he rolled over, he gets his paw under the tubing. So when he goes to roll, it pulls on my face. And that one, well, when I first put it on and turned the machine on, I forgot that I had to go in and change the style of the mask. So I was making like all sorts of weird noises and blowing air out everywhere. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got to go switch that setting. So I go and I switch that to the full mask. And that thing like vacuum seals to your face. When you turn that machine on, it goes. That's why I kept feeling like it was pinching my nose where I couldn't breathe, like my nostrils.
Mm.
So it has to be sitting just right for it not to feel that way.
Right.
So. But I slept good with it.
Mm. Good.
I didn't have to like constantly wake up to fix it. Even though he'd bump it, like I said, it like vacuum seals to your face. So even with him bumping it, it really didn't move around.
Mm.
Then we were outside and we were playing with the boys, and I would itch my back. And I'm like, I said, I must have got really sunburned there. I know my head did. Hurts to brush my hair. Yeah, so a hat's going in the truck and a hat's going in the car. So I always have a hat, except for my hat was over the phone. So I might have to put two hats in the truck, especially if we take the boat and stuff. Now, where's the wrestling take place?
I don't really know where it was.
Nevada.
It was in Canada and they had storms over there and they kept knocking out the satellite. So we kept missing some of the matches and so I had to play them over, I guess.
Hey James, how you doing?
Hey James. It's all quiet outside right now though. I don't hear nothing going on, so
Well, that's good.
better off being on here than being bored all day. Doing nothing.
Well, we were both up early, so we had gone back to bed. Did you go back to bed actually? Yeah. Had a brain
Oh,
fart.
I was messing around with some things in my studio today.
Yeah, well, I found a baby rat, and no, I didn't keep it either.
Where'd you find it?
Right outside the big coop,
Oh,
outside the front doors.
so what'd you do to it?
Threw it away.
Huh. You killed it, right?
I just threw it away, Lane. I'm not going through that again.
Well, through what?
Would you know we saved the baby mouse? And I had to get up every 2 hours and feed him formula off a paintbrush.
Mm-hmm.
I was not going through that with no stinky rat.
I don't do neither nor. I do like that. That's the end of them. Your mother has a good mouth killer, right? The cat good kills mice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she didn't catch. Lucky the cat didn't catch the rat. She would have killed it.
Well, I don't think she was outside.
Mm.
Because being it was a baby, there probably it wouldn't have been left.
Mm.
Well, it was fine when the mouse was like newborn before, it was all nuts. The cats wouldn't really bother him. But then once he started becoming more active and bebopping around and everything like that, and the cats,
His feet sticking up.
mhm.
Hell no, he's playing with his feet. I would have tickled the feet.
He's
Take a little thing from a broom and tickle his little feet. You see how quick he wakes up? What's he doing?
he's he's waking up. He's just moving his foot every time I touch it. He sleeps. He sleeps. I hate when I have to get up because he sleeps on my body pillow next to me, all snuggled into my neck.
Mm.
Then, like, if I wake up early and I'm just wide awake, then of course I got to get him up. And then he sits over here, and if he sees Jamie's blanket move or her arm move, then he's like over here growling. And I have to watch him because if I go to get another cup of coffee, he wants to get out the chair and run over and jump on Jamie and Remy.
Oh, shit.
So I take him out in the morning. I literally have to hold him and make my coffee holding him and then sit down. See, I'm not the person you want to wake up unless it's like an emergency or I asked you to wake me up.
Mm.
That's like poking the sleeping bear.
Oh, wow, huh?
Yeah, you can have your day ruined pretty quick by waking me up. Like I said, certain things don't bother like emergencies so long as you wake me up to that and you get straight to the point.
Mhm.
But if you just wake me up because you're poking the bear. I never was that way. Hey, Flannel Fishing, how you doing? Good evening, Judy May. How's your guys' Sunday? Did you get all the way that color? The whole cotton. Why haven't I opened my new one yet? Oh, look at this. I hope everybody's had a good Sunday, or a relaxing Sunday. And
I'll be back in a minute, Tasha.
all right, Wayne, I'll be here. Yeah, I know. I just don't know. That's good. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, these ones are all pre-filled and they're rechargeable, and then you basically just smoke it until it tastes gross, and then you throw it away and go get a new one. But these ones have 6,000 puffs off of them. I've done the mods and the other ones, but every time I've gotten them, they always end up leaking. Because I used to go and get the liquid mix. Yeah, this is just like I said, a rechargeable, disposable one, so you just throw it away. But I never had good luck with the mods or the other ones. I can't think of their name right now. The round ones. But this is an elf bar. Okay, Brenda, have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I used to have one of those too, Bernie. I used to get them when I went to the medicinal dispensary, but back then it wasn't legal. And I could get one of those and it'd last me forever because I'm so sensitive to it. Well, see, my thing is, Jamie and I quit cigarettes, and then I had started smoking again. I just stopped. And now I want to stop, and then it gives me anxiety. Wow. See, when I used to get our oil made up, mine would only have like three. Uh, the nicotine level would only be a 3, and the bottles I would get was like, you know, like about that big, or the one up from was like that big. And like in here, I smoke my vape because I don't smoke in my house. And the whole time I'm sitting here, whether we're live for an hour or 5, I don't crave a cigarette until I'm done. Then I go outside and have one. Yeah, I don't even think we could get that high here. You're fine, James. But now they made like all the vape shops closed. And the worst part is it wasn't even due to the vape shops to begin with. It had to do with the jewels that were kids were buying off the street, that they put the vitamin E oil or whatever it was into it, and it caused made they died, a couple of them. So New York State passed a law where they had to close. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. They were putting in the jewel, the flat ones that had the little square tanks that go in. Well, these people out on the streets and stuff, they get whatever and they'd buy, figure out it's a good way, I can smoke and I won't smell like cigarettes and my parents won't know I smoke. Well, they're gonna know when you get the lung infection from that oil being in there. Yeah, exactly, James. I mean, the actual places, they mixed it. They the ones I went to, I never bought a pre-made bottle. They had a huge board, kind of like McDonald's, up on the wall, all different kinds of flavors, and you just tell them what you want. They go mix it, how much nicotine you want, blah blah. They bring it out, and the bottle's sealed. And I had gone to the same place for years, never had a problem. And they just don't make it easy on people. They did the no smoking ban. Then they made restaurants and hotels, and you know there was one bar here which actually is closed now. I'm not sure why, because that bar is always hopping. But for a bar or like casino to be able to have smoking in their facility, they had to prove that they lost a certain amount of percentage of revenue. Well, this bar kept good records and she proved that she lost that much revenue. So New York State had her put in a special smoking room that had to have these certain types of, ventilation fans to, take it all out. And it had to be like fully sealed off, and it was just its own like cubicle. I mean, they had tables and chairs and stuff like that in there, but that's the only one in New York State that had an actual smoking room. I remember when I was a kid, you could smoke in the malls, any restaurant. Yeah, she had to put like I don't even know how much it cost her to put that that room in there, but it had these huge vents and big fans up in the ceiling. And I mean, they were so strong that even when you came out, none of the smoke came with you. It was on you, but no smoke came out of that room. And there's only like certain hotels that actually have designated smoking rooms, like the one I stay in when I go to Buffalo.
I'm out sleeping there. I'm listening to what she's saying.
They have dedicated smoking rooms. Now, that's all fine and dandy. But when you walk down the hall and you're smelling more than just cigarette smoke, and I'm not talking about marijuana either, then it gets a little racy. And the worst part too is where this hotel is. It's not even like in the city. It's not in Buffalo. It's like 2 exits from Buffalo. And I just put another truck stop here, but you had to find Jay over here. And the one day Jamie and I had gotten checked in and everything, and I was outside with baby, and I had to call the desk of the hotel and tell her to bring some gloves and probably broom and dustpan and some bags because of all the paraphernalia that was out on the ground. And a lot of people stay there, and a lot of people have pets. And I surely didn't want anybody's pet or anybody's child, stepping on that stuff or the child picking it up. So she had to come out and clean it all up. So I've stayed in this particular hotel since 2000, 2017. And I never would see that stuff out there. I mean, you might see a little baggie here and there. but I never like found anything like that anywhere until that one day. Now I've been in some places that I remember this one before I moved to North Carolina. We'd go down and we stayed at the Conover Motel because it was close to everybody, and they had it was like a split bedroom with two queen size beds. Well, we had been gone all day and came back, and my best friend and I were playing cards laying on the bed. And all of a sudden, I see her take her shoe and go like this on the wall. Now, my best friend, she's a big girl. And I'm telling you, she leaped over that queen size bed in one leap. And she's like, get your stuff. We're out of here. We're out of here now. I'm like, what's the matter? She's like, look. And there had to been like hundreds of cockroaches just crawling on the floor. And then our other friend that was with us, well, I had gone in and take a shower, and there are no cockroaches in the shower. Well, she went in there, and I had to grab something out of the bathroom before her and I left. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, there's cockroaches all over the shower curtain. She's like, I don't care. I'm taking a shower. They ain't bothering me. I'm like, well, you better hurry up and get ready because we're not staying here another night. So we went over to our friend's house and we slept on the floor. But when you see that many cockroaches climbing around, it gives you the heebie-jeebies. Well, believe it or not, probably like 3 years after that, that place got burnt to the ground. They did a controlled burn because of how many cockroaches were actually in that place.
Oh wow, that really burns them.
Yeah, bed bugs. Nope. I've dealt with those before too. My guy best friend and I, well, he rented the apartment. And he's like, well, do you want to stay at the apartment? He's like, you have to pay, half, whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'll pay half the rent and power, whatever. But he didn't ask me about like the phone internet situation and cable. Because that was more than the power bill and half the rent put together. So, because I was living out of my truck then, and so was he. And we didn't really have a place where we could have our kids for the weekend. Well, we never had bed bugs until his kids brought a bunch of their stuff from their house to the apartment. There, you could not sit anywhere. I even collected them in a jar and gave them to the landlord, and he did nothing. Oh, wow, Judy May. Oh, yeah, that's I got in the habit that any hotel I go to, I always pull the covers down because this was at the same hotel that I normally stay at, but if the one woman and the one guy that run the desk is like on vacation, the housekeepers slack. So they had given my room and stuff, and I pulled down the blankets. They never changed the freaking sheets. And the person had like buffalo wings and used the sheet as a napkin. It was gross. Yeah, that's it. They were so bad in the apartment. We had like a back breezeway, and I always kept my bedroom door shut. Nobody was allowed in my bedroom. So I would always have like my clothes outside to put on before I went to bed. So I'd go outside in the breezeway and take, get changed for bed and throw all my clothes in a trash bag and tied it shut and left them outside because I didn't want them in my room. My room was the only place that you weren't getting bit. So I always kept my door locked. And I'd always, when I'd get up to go to work because I was driving truck done, I'd always set out my clothes for when I got back and I'd set them out, outside. Or I would change at work if I was just coming home and going right to bed. But I wouldn't even sit in the living room and watch TV. If I watched TV, I'd stand in the dining room and look at the TV, but I would not go out there.
Nothing. That's I did absolutely nothing. Couldn't do nothing. The weather was bad. Just sat around, relaxed today. Didn't do anything.
I wonder going to bed. Now I've stayed at little like hole in the wall hotels that were like staying at the Ritz. Just this teeny tiny place in the middle of nowhere, and you think that it'd be like a slum hole, but they weren't. Huh? So I think I was in either Tennessee or Georgia, and I just wanted to get out of the truck for the night. And I had seen there was this little hotel down the road, not that far. So I went down. Like I said, this is just a teeny tiny hotel. Like I said, you'd think that it'd be a slop hole, but I mean, these rooms were gorgeous. They had like big jetted tubs in there. I mean, I wish back then I took like a lot of pictures of like places I went to because I don't have any of that stuff. But oh, did I sleep like a baby after sitting in that jetted tub for like an hour? That was so relaxing. Okay, James, have a great night.
Have a good night. Have a good night, James.
All right, thank you, James. I appreciate it. Yeah, today was a lazy day.
Mm.
I literally could have slept all day long. From being in the sun all day yesterday. That's awesome, Judy May.
That's good.
Congratulations.
Yep. I was just making a.
What, Wayne?
I was just making something. I was working on my stop sign for the press, and I had to make up a part of a missing piece of wood that I had to fill in. I get some wood glue, fix it.
I mean, I'm glad it's going to be a couple of days with no rain. But then, oh, back to rain again.
Yep.
And it's ticking me off because all the heck are they called? All the hickory nuts are falling off the trees already. And they shouldn't be. Then all the acorns and our apples. Our tree's loaded with apples this year, but when we get the rain and the wind,
Mm-hmm.
it knocks them all on the ground. Both dogs are staring at me, Wayne.
Really? Why? Because you're eating yogurt? Is that what
This
you're
one
eating?
over here, and this one's peeking at me between the dresser and the back of Jamie's chair.
You're eating yogurt, right?
He's not. Yeah, because I'm eating yogurt.
Yeah, looking at you.
And Remy just got out of bed and's over here by my feet. The only one I'm missing is the cat. Or she'd be over here with her trying to stick her face in my yogurt. gotta let Remy clean it out now. A lot of times I'd have to get baby yogurt. Like if she wasn't feeling good or whatever, and they had her on meds, I'd get the vanilla yogurt, and she'd eat a little bit of that, which helped with the meds for her. Now Mama Key Cat is over there trying to run away with Jamie's Nutty Buddy. That cat, I have never had a cat that drools. This cat drools.
Yeah.
Like if you're like scratching her like next to her mouth and stuff, it's like all wet, like dog slobber. Okay,
Okay.
Judy May, have a good night. Much love, prayers, hugs. God bless.
You too, Judy, man. I'll be doing Bernie's design soon by Wednesday. I'll be maybe printing some of them.
Well, I clicked on Bernie's live and I seen the puppies, but I had gotten a couple of emails because I was trying to find out how Brutal Bob was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I keep trying to call to chat with him,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes straight to voicemail.
Mm.
Because I wanted to see how he was doing, but nobody's heard from him in a couple of days.
Mm.
So I hope everything's going okay. Yeah. Makes you worry when you don't hear from somebody,
Yeah, I know.
especially when you know they have health issues going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's up there. Love that.
So is wrestling still on?
No, it's over a long time ago. It's over a long time ago. On this. Mm-mm. Mm.
Tomorrow their last day off.
Yeah.
Then I have 4 days of work and Jamie has 3.
Mm. Okay.
And then Mom, Crystal, and John are out on LOW. Well, out on unemployment because this time of year work's slowing down.
Mm.
So a lot of, well, not a lot, but few people haven't been there on our shift.
Mm.
Some are on vacation for 3 weeks. Some are out on unemployment.
Yeah.
And then the rest of us are working.
Mm. Mm.
And then Friday I came home sick, which I only had 3 hours protected time to use. So that gave me a half a point for having to come home.
Oh,
Because they do a point system there. If you get like 5 points
yeah.
or over 5 points, you get fired.
Oh, that right.
I think I have two. One will fall off in September. Or I might have 2.5 now because of Friday. But that's the thing. When you first start, it takes you so long to accrue any hours that you can put in, like if you have to leave early because you're sick or family emergency or that kind of stuff. So if you don't have any hours of the protected time to put in, then you get points.
Mm.
The longer you're there, the less time it takes for you to accrue the hours of your protected time.
Mm.
And I didn't want to use my 3 hours, but I was not going to stay at work when I was throwing up and couldn't leave the bathroom.
Mm. That's a crazy place to work. I don't know, crazy rules.
Well, it's like anything, Wayne. All these companies, hiring. Well, people want to work. It's not their fault if they get sick.
Mm.
Now, see, if my manager was there, I wouldn't have gotten a half a point. But my manager's on vacation
Mm.
because he tries to work with people as much as he can
Yeah.
because most of the time we're not fully staffed on second shift.
Mm.
People will be there and then, you got to be there for a year before you can transfer departments.
Mm.
So our one associate, she had to switch to working weekends because her fiance left her or whatever. So, and he works during the week,
Mm.
during the day. So she had to switch so she could be with their son, and then he watches them on the weekend.
Mm. Mm.
Because the weekend's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it's 3 12-hour days instead of 4 10-hour days.
Mm.
And then you don't always get your hours anyways. It just depends, like, how much first shift leaves us. I mean, they've been really good with splitting freight with us. So, like the one day, they had like 100 and something thousand.
Mm.
So they left us like 48.
Mm.
And then Friday, we had a little under 50,000.
Mm.
But it slows down. But I want to save my hours. But see, right now they switched Brittany's due date to the 24th of January.
Mm.
So I want to leave here on the 22nd. And I want to be able to stay out with her and my grandbaby for 2 weeks and then come home and go back to work.
Mm.
So I have to get up with I think Janice, and talk to her about it and see if I can do FMLA, because I don't know if I have to be there a year to be able to use that or not.
Yeah.
Or if I just put in for LOW the whole month of January
Hmm.
and then be able to go out there.
Hmm.
The unemployment sucks.
Yeah.
Because it all goes by, a 20-week, span.
Mhm.
So that all depends on like your hours and your pay and
Hmm.
what you're gonna make on that a week.
Hmm.
Don't look like there's any in it for me. I think we're gonna call it a night, Wade.
Okay.
We're gonna sit here and I'm gonna start yawning.
All right. I'll see you.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming in. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Much love and God bless.